Hey guys, welcome back. So quick update here on Bitcoin Cash. So the last we had here was a higher high compared to this one, but we had also a lower low here, and this is what it seems it's going to be another higher low here. So I mean, but we can see on the moving averages, they are like crossing, and it seems like it's gonna cross again. So they're crossing more or less at the same level, which means we are going sideways. We have been stuck here going sideways for quite some time now. My general views for Bitcoin Cash, actually I tweeted this a few days ago, but if you haven't seen my Twitter, this is exactly how I see it. So you see we have here this tightening pattern, and we had also this descending wedge, which was expected to break bullish, and that's exactly what it did recently. It broke out of here, it went up quite vertical, and now it's retracing. So, but I would expect to touch at some point the top of this triangle. Now it's retracing a little bit, but I wanted to point out that the price didn't even come down to the trend line. You know, that's why it would be normal, like, to have a breakout of this wedge and come back and at some point, you know, test the main support here before going up. But the general picture is neutral, and it will be until we break out of this triangle here, whether it's in the upside or in the downside. I have no idea if it's going to break up or down. Because when charts, you know, are going sideways for a long time, it's very, very difficult to make calls or predictions, like people like to call it. No one can predict the future, but when there's a defined trend, whether it's up or down, it's much easier to guess or to anticipate what's going to be the next movement, because all you have to do is assume continuation, right? When it bounces on moving average, it goes higher, and then it bounces and it goes up, and then it bounces and it goes up. Until when? Until the trend changes. And when it changes, then all you have to do is just flip-flop to the downside, and then you assume continuation. It bounces off moving average and it goes lower. It bounces off moving average and lower, bounces off moving average, lower. But when you have been stuck in a sideways trend, of course there's a lot of volatility here, but it's still a sideways trend. You can see the moving averages crossing and crossing and crossing at around the same level. Then it's very difficult to anticipate what's going to be the next move, if it's going to be up or down. There's a very common pattern in crypto, which is this one here, which I showed in Twitter. It goes up parabolic, then it crashes, then you have a bull trap, and then the bigger crash, and then it goes sideways, and then at the last part it bleeds down very, very slowly, until it finds a new low here, and that would be the bottom. This is a very common pattern in crypto all across BTC, Bitcoin Cash, any other altcoin. It happens all the time. I'm sure you've seen it before. So this could very well happen, or maybe not, guys. Maybe we just break bullish out of this triangle, because we have corrected already 85% from top to bottom. So there's a good chance as well, a good probability that this was the actual bottom here for an 85% correction. And we are now just going sideways and slightly uptrending, which means we would be already doing this, right? So I wanted to share my views on this, because, you know, even if we still need to find a lower low here, a lower bottom, even if we are going to bleed down very, very slowly, I think the worst part has happened already, and we've been 6 months in the bear market already. So I think whether we still need to find a new low or not, or whether, you know, we're going to be going sideways and slightly uptrending from here following this trend line, which is very possible. But in either way, I don't think this is going to take, you know, I think that this will be done by before the end of the year. We've been already 6 months in this. 6 more months is nothing. Like, I don't think that it's going to last much more until this decides, right? And it corrected already a lot. So what I mean is the worst has happened already. I don't think this sideways market is going to be longer than 2018 here. I don't think so. You know, looking at the technicals, I mean, of course, everything is possible. One thing I will tell you though is if we come down to this main trend line, I'm going to be buying a little bit just in case this trend line is going to hold. I wouldn't go full on, you know, putting my life savings in it, because there's the chance it'll find new lows. But I would buy a little bit just in case this is the bottom. You know, this was the bottom, and we're going to be following this line. However, if later on we go lower, this bottom line here, which is around $400, this would be my target price to buy Bitcoin Cash very aggressively, just like I was buying, you know, BTC very aggressively for $700, $800, or $900 at the, you know, at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. This would be my target price to enter aggressively. Anything above this, it's just, you know, accumulate slowly, and I would, of course, buy as well if this was the bottom and we start to see significant breakouts of significant resistance, like it was the case here when it broke this previous high here. If we break significant resistance, then I would be, you know, increasing my position as well, but not as heavy as if we go down to 400, for example. So this is my views for Bitcoin Cash, guys. There's not much more I can say for now. I'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Bye.